Hey guys, Taylor here with another video. Now, if you've invested in the latest consoles, especially the Xbox Series X, then you owe it to yourself to get a great monitor to go along with that new system. Without the proper monitor, you won't be able to truly take advantage of the cutting-edge next-gen graphics. Now, there are tons of different monitors available out there, and it can be a little bit difficult to know which one might be right for you based on your particular situation. But don't worry, we've done tons of research, and today we're going to be breaking down a list of some of the best monitors out there specifically for the Xbox Series X, and going through some of the benefits and features of each to see which might be right for you in your particular situation. Now, as always, I will leave links to each of these products in the description below, so feel free to check them out there if you're interested and do a little bit of your own research. Also, if I happen to find any discounts, deals, or coupon codes on any of these, I'll put those down in the description for you as well. So first up, we have the best 4K monitor for Xbox Series X, and that's going to be the LG 27GN950B. Now this is a fantastic 4K resolution monitor. It's 27 inches and it does feel incredibly immersive. It's got a really great picture here that's razor sharp, and it does have a high pixel density, which is great considering it's not a huge monitor. Just note that this one does have a maximum refresh rate of 160 Hz, but you are still limited to 60 Hz when connected to the Xbox Series X due to the lack of an HDMI 2.1 port. Now, the response time at 60 Hz is still amazing, so it's going to be great for all those competitive shooters, and it does also have VRR support, which means there's not going to be a ton of screen tearing either. It also does have really great HDR experiences thanks to its wide color gamut. Now this one does feature two USB 3.0 ports, so you can use it for charging or data, and even a picture-in-picture mode that will let you display two input signals simultaneously. Overall, this is a fantastic gaming monitor, and one that we highly recommend for the Xbox Series X. Next up, we have the best 1440p monitor for Xbox Series X, and that's going to be the Samsung LC32G75TQ-SNXZA. Now this monitor, otherwise known as the Odyssey G7, is available in both a 27 and 32 inch size, which means that you can get the one that you prefer. Now this one has an amazing refresh rate at 240 Hz, and it also does have native FreeSync support and G-Sync compatibility, which means that it's going to reduce screen tearing. Now what does that high refresh rate mean for you, the gamer? Well, you'll have incredibly fast response times, which means that again, playing those Twitch shooters is going to give you a competitive edge. The motion here is incredibly smooth, and it does also have a black frame insertion feature, which also really helps the appearance of motion. This one also has a great contrast ratio, and it does get bright enough for a well-lit room, and you won't have any problems with glare. This one does have slightly narrow viewing angles, so you'll just want to make sure that you're playing head-on. It also has two USB 3.0 inputs, which means that you can charge your devices while gaming. Overall, this is a fantastic monitor for the Xbox Series X with a 1440p resolution, and one that we highly recommend. Next up, we have the best HDR monitor for Xbox Series X, and that's going to be the LG OLED48CXPUB. Now this is a big screen for a monitor at 48 inches, but it's still small enough that you can use it as a computer screen. This one has great overall performance. It does have an OLED panel, and it can actually individually turn off pixels, which means that you have pretty much an infinite contrast ratio, and it will result in perfect blacks because it can shut off individual pixels. Now, it does have a 120 Hz panel with HDMI 2.1 support, which is fantastic because you can play 4K games at up to 120 FPS. This one also has FreeSync support, which means it's going to reduce screen tearing significantly, and a near instant response time. The HDR on this monitor is also really great, and it has a wide color gamut, which is really going to make your games pop. Also, this one does have pretty decent peak brightness, which means that if you do have a bright room where you're gaming, it won't be an issue. Now, do note that this is an OLED panel, which comes with risks of permanent burn-in. Basically, it just means that you want to make sure that you're not leaving a static image on screen for a long period of time. Now, last up, we have the best budget monitor for Xbox Series X, and that's going to be the LG 32UL500W. Now, let's be honest, if you've just dropped a ton of money on a new Xbox Series X, you may not be really willing to dump a ton of money into a monitor, but don't worry because this is a great budget option that's still going to take advantage of all the Xbox Series X has to offer. This one does have a great 32-inch screen with a 4K resolution, which feels really immersive. In terms of display, it has deep blacks due to its VA panel. It also has pretty decent viewing angles, which means it's great for co-op games, and this one does have fantastic response time and a 60 Hz refresh rate. You'll find the images very clear, and there is only a short blur trail. This one does support VRR, which also reduces screen tearing, and it has excellent DCI P3 coverage, which means it's going to produce a wide range of colors. Now, one thing we do recommend with this monitor is to purchase a VESA mount because the ergonomics are not great on this one, and there's not a ton of room for tilts and adjustments. This one does have speakers built in, so you don't have to buy any dedicated ones, but this one doesn't have any USB inputs of any kind. Overall, this is a fantastic budget pick, and if you're not interested in spending a ton of money on a monitor, this is one that we highly recommend. Anyway guys, if you have just purchased a new Xbox Series X and you're in the market for a new monitor, hopefully this video was helpful for you in making the right choice. If so, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, as I always appreciate that. And just a reminder, I will leave a link to each of these products in the description below, so feel free to check them out there and do your own research. Also, if I do happen to find any discounts, deals, or coupon codes, I will drop those down below for you as well. Also, if you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop those below. I do love getting to answer as many of those as possible. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching today, stay safe out there, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.